data security is our number one priority as a company. We have to be a extremely secure, extremely private company to be able to work with all of our customers. Some of our customers are direct competitors of each other. And for them to trust us with their core critical formulation data, it's a big trust factor to have. And so we do that by having industry leading and best practices in the security field. So we go through third-party audits. We use the industry leaders in services, so we use AWS. We have sort of more technical deployments that we can do and longer relationships with our customers. And internally, we have to follow extremely strict regulations and rules for our own company, where everything's on a need-to-know basis. So if you aren't working with that customer directly, there's no reason for you to have access to that. We're relatively siloed in that respect, so our own individual engineers may not be able to talk about exactly what they do. I came from Apple. I'm well used to this siloed environment, and I try to apply a lot of those practices here. When you're developing a new material, whether it's a glue or a tire or a paint, there's several steps in that process, even in the lab scale, that go into it, and you need a system and a platform that's flexible enough to handle that. So you get ingredients from suppliers. Ingredients have different batches. Ingredients have different attributes. So you get a polymer, it's going to have a TG, it's going to have a molecular weight. You get a filler, it's going to have a particle size or a surface treatment. Those things, those attributes are what scientists are using to think about hypotheses as to why this ingredient will help or hurt this product. We need to be able to incorporate those. A scientist may then go into a lab and mix up 6 formulations at a time and then measure 3 different things about each formulation 3 different times itself. So we need the ability to handle replicates. We want the ability to take formulations that you make and then quickly figure out whether someone's made something similar in a lab in Munich or in a lab in Tokyo. We need the ability to have flexibility for process parameters or multi-step phases where you mix 4 ingredients, then you mix 6 ingredients, then you mix these final 2 curatives. All these different sort of configurations bring complexity to a software product, but it's a complexity that our customers deal with day to day. And so we need to be able to have a solution that's comprehensive enough and is easy enough to use so that they quickly figure out, okay, here's where my replicates go, here's where my part A, here's where my part B is going to go, and here's where my calculations are going to come from. And that's a lot. And then beyond that, you have all of your analysis and you have your different sort of batches day to day, but you need to be able to have this multi-layered system so that people can trace back an ingredient, which might be technically another formulation or a master batch or a combination of ingredients in a multi-step world or a multi-step process that our customers live in.